afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living and our New Year's Day, our annual New Year's Day Visioning and Vision Board process. We are going to tape the visioning part of the afternoon, so that if people are at home, they can simply listen to this recording and be able to go in and answer the questions and do all that. And actually, even if you're here today, you could sometime later this year have an opportunity to step into a new job or into a new house or something that you want to connect in with your inner wisdom about. And visioning you can do at any time. It doesn't just have to be on New Year's Day, but you can do it at any time. And you could gather up a few of your friends and have them vision with you and then get more of the download. So it's really a nice thing to do. This recording will be there for all time, I guess. And and you could just look into it whenever you want to be able to go through a vision when you're at home alone. So as I've now mentioned this word visioning a couple of different times. So the process that we're going to do is called visioning, and it's different than visualization, which many people told by your coach to visualize yourself, crossing that finish line, the first chest line, go over that line, or to go over a high jump or something like that, to see yourself doing the activity. So you're actually in your mind's eye seeing yourself seeing yourself winning, of course, right? So that's called visualization. Visioning is something different. And visioning was created by Reverend Dr. Michael Becker. He calls it a spiritual practice or a technology. And it describes for each of us to go into a space of meditation, to quiet our surroundings, to quiet our minds as much as we can, to go within, to open ourselves up to inner wisdom, to that voice of God, and to really reverently listen for what is being said, what is being downloaded, what's being downloaded during the time that we're sitting in the stillness and in the quiet. And it allows something much more, much beyond our ordinary imagination. So if you're thinking about, let's say for this year, because that's what we're doing, and you're thinking about what you would like your life to be like, then you can only think as much as your imagination allows you to, right? You can't, maybe a little bit out of the box, and you might be thinking, well, it seems kind of crazy, but I think this is going to happen this year. And you might be able to do that. But when you are able to connect in with the universal wisdom and tap into God's mind, can you think about how much bigger that idea could be? I mean, we can't even imagine because it's infinite. It's the infinite possibilities, the allness of possibilities. And we, in our finite minds, cannot grasp that fully, right? So this is a process by which we are able to hear or see or feel or experience or know, right, God's plan for our life, or for the project, or for the house, or for whatever it is that you're visioning for on that particular day. Today, it is for our life moving forward into 2023. Now, he says it's based on the idea that we are not here to tell God what to do or to ask God for things, but to be absolutely available for what God is already doing, to open ourselves up to catch what is already happening, on the spiritual side of life, to be able to tap into that. That's what visioning is, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So again, I was talking a little bit about this morning. We're not trying to get anything, right? We're trying to let our souls evolve. So we're trying to catch this idea and to follow it, to hear it, to listen for it, to listen to it, and then to follow it. Um, to surrender our control of the situation, of the circumstances, and to really just allow ourselves to be taken wherever it is that we are going based on that divine plan. So visioning relies on the inner knower, that divinity, that intuition within it, and it's ever present and it's ever available. And so this process, this spiritual practice allows us to tap into that. So we're opening the way for that which is already done. That which is already done, that whole perfect and complete idea of us to really to be able to come forward, for us to be able to express it, to understand what it is, and then to be able to express it. Now, to do this, we must be willing to let go, to surrender, to change, to become more of ourselves, to allow God to have its way with us. We have to enter into the process with our hearts wide open, with our consciousness wide open, with our minds wide open, and with an intention to grow, with an intention to transform. We want to be willing to allow our highest and best self to come forward, our highest and best self to express itself. Now, there's no limits to the way that visioning can show up for you. I remember when I very first did my very first visioning ever. In fact, it was with Michael Beckwith, but it was the very first time ever. And I will tell you that I have a little bit of trouble with guided meditations because I can't see things. Like, they take you, you're walking down this path in the woods, and there's a stream off to the side, and there's this and there's that, and you walk across a bridge and you meet your mentor. Now, I think that it's the darkest night ever with absolutely no stars, and I cannot see my mentor at all. And so I would get frustrated because I thought that I had to see these things. Like other people talked about, well, I saw this or I saw that. And then I would get really frustrated because that wasn't working for me. And I'm no good at it. And then I didn't want to do it, right? Until I realized that the answers will come in a way that's absolutely right and perfect for you. So some people will see things. Some people will see that beautiful brook running along that stream in the woods, and the sun shining down through the leaves, lighting up the path, and there's your mentor standing on the middle of the bridge, and you go up and you have this beautiful conversation with him or her. Great. Perfect for you. Perfect for you. Other people will hear things. Other people might smell things. Other people might get a color that comes in, like the color blue, and you're thinking, oh, what the heck is that? Other people will simply know things. Like some people hear things and they hear it like a voice is here talking to them, or a voice is inside of them talking to them. And I don't hear it as an audible voice necessarily. I just kind of know. So I come out of that visioning session just like knowing something. Like to the depths of my being, I know this to be true. Other people hear songs, whole sonatas or musicals go on. It can be anything. So the invitation is to not get frustrated if it doesn't come in the way that you think it should come, in the way that it comes for other people, because everyone is going to be a little bit different. So just allow whatever happens to happen. And in fact, you may do this visioning today, and you may feel like you get nothing, nada. Like there's no colors, there's no voice, there's no anything. And I don't even want you to let that frustrate you. Don't let that frustrate you. But the idea would be then when you go across the way and you start looking at magazines, whatever jumps off the page at you, that might be your download. And so I would just cut that piece out. I would ready that, put it off to the side, and you'll get an understanding of it later. Like you'll put it on your board, and then all of a sudden the whole board is in is informs you what you didn't get during the visioning. So just really, just allow however it comes to be okay. Just remain open, remain receptive, and don't be afraid. Just stay open. Just listen and trust in this process. Practice non judgment about anything that you get. You get something and you're like, ah, that'll be a cold day in hell when that ever happens, right? Don't be judgmental about what you get. Just be like, thank you, write it down. Don't follow it down a rabbit hole like, in order for that to happen, I got to do this, then I got to do that, and then this person's got to come in my life, and then that person's got to come in my life, and you're down a rabbit hole. And now you're not listening anymore, right? So just put it there. Just put it there. Put it on the paper. And allow it to just sit. You'll have plenty of time, an entire year to allow yourselves to go down the rabbit hole if that's where you really want to go. But I don't think you're going to need to. So there's nothing wrong. Don't try to figure out how to do something that appears in the vision. Just write it down. Now, speaking about writing it down, there are a couple of different ways of doing this too. So what's going to happen is that we'll get everybody into the silence, and we'll walk you through a few things, and then I'm going to have you, there will be some questions. Now, you can listen to the question, you can ask yourself the question, and you can, if you get an answer, you could open your eyes, and then you could write it down on the paper that you have in front of you. Or you could listen to the answers and just hold it, and just hold it. Then there will be 5 questions in all, and you can just listen to the second question, ask the second question, listen for the answer, and just remember it, right? So some people find it easier to go in and out of meditation rather than to try to remember what they get. Other people feel like their memories are better and they would rather just get in meditation and stay in meditation, okay? So either way is perfect. You could even mix and match them. You can do whatever you want to. There is no right way or no wrong way. To just really be gentle with yourselves about how this all unfolds. Okay? Okay. Michael Beckwith says, you are about to enter an adventure in spiritual growth, development, and unfoldment that requires your willingness, your yes to step into the unknown. What you will discover when you take this leap is a place your imagination cannot even begin to fathom, because what wants to be expressed through you is unprecedented. It has never been expressed before. There is untapped potential and power waiting to be expressed through you. So the question today, and you can all just answer it out loud, are you willing to take this journey? All right. So I think I heard a yes from everybody. So let's begin by setting an intention. Please repeat after me. I am willing to evolve. I am willing to become more of myself. I am willing to drop opinions that no longer serve the evolution of my soul. I am willing and available to more good than I've ever experienced, realized, imagined or manifested before? Right here and right now. So it is. All right. So, what I would like for you to do first is I want you to flip that paper over to the blank side. And we're going to do what I affectionately call the dump. So, I want you to write what you think should happen this next year. Put everything that you think should or you would like to have happen, what you desire to change, how you want to be in the world. Just write down all your thoughts and your ideas and your opinions and your judgments about 2023. Just write it all down. Don't edit it or anything. Just get it on the paper. Dump. It's a dump. Take just another couple of minutes to really get everything down. Okay, so this now can allow you, right, to be a blank slate. You have everything you've been thinking about down on that piece of paper. You can turn to it whenever you want to. You can go back to it a little later on today if you choose. But it's already down. It's already kind of spoken out into the universe already. So you can be a blank slate walking into this visioning, open and available to whatever is wanting to be expressed, okay? Sometimes some of the things that you get might match some of the things on that side of the paper, and then you can know, woo, I'm in alignment with God. We're on the same page, front and back to be sure, but still. All right, so what I would love for you to do in this moment is to get comfortable in your chairs. You can have your paper there in front of you if you're going to be opening your eyes and doing it, or you can set it off to the side if you're going to get to it later. And I just invite you to close your outer eyes and your outer ears and turn your attention inward. Allow yourself to surrender to the chair beneath you and to spirit within you. You are sitting in a space of emptiness, a blank slate, an open vessel. And it is from this space that I invite you to go within. Armed with only the awareness of your unity with the divine within you, your oneness with God, I invite you to reverently listen. I know that as you seek, that which is you are seeking is seeking you. As you knock, the door will be answered. Sit in the silence, listening with your inner ear, seeing with your inner eye, as though you were about to hear or see or feel or know the most important thing that you have ever heard, seen, felt, or know in your entire life. Because that could quite possibly be true. Allow yourself to be receptive to the still, small voice, the knower within you that knows only your highest good. In this moment, I invite you to think about a time when you were unconditionally loved. Maybe it was a parent or a sibling or a child or a pet or a friend or an experience. But you felt and knew that in that moment you were unconditionally loved. No doubt about it. You were seen and known and held and loved unconditionally. Allow that feeling to really expand within you. Your awareness of it to fill every cell in your body. Allow yourself to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that that is the love that God has for each and every single one of us. That presence that we are reverently listening for in this moment has that kind of love, that kind of regard for each and every single one of us. We can trust that. That is the presence we are communing with in this moment. And so in this moment, sweet spirit, I ask the first question. What is the highest vision or perfect idea of my life in 2023? What is wanting to be expressed through and as me? What is the highest vision or perfect idea of my life in 2023? What is the highest vision or perfect idea of my life in 2023? What is wanting to be expressed through and as me? And now I ask, Sweet Spirit, what must I become to empower the vision? What must I become to empower the vision? What must I become to empower the vision? And now, Sweet Spirit, what must be released to manifest this vision? What must I let go of? What must I surrender? What aspects of my life no longer serve me? What must be released to manifest this vision? what must be released in order to manifest this vision. And now, sweet spirit, what must be embraced in order to manifest this vision? What gifts and talents do I already have that can serve me? What must be embraced in order to manifest this vision? What must be embraced in order to manifest this vision? And lastly, sweet spirit, is there any other information that is needed in this moment? Is there any other information that I need to know in this moment? Is there any other information that is needed in this moment? what I know in this moment, is that anything that was received is a divine idea. Anything that was received is a download from the divinity within us, that presence of God that is within us and surrounding us. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that that comes with everything that it needs to come to fruition. Like an acorn, it has everything it needs within it to become the oak tree. That where love is needed, love is present. Where abundance is needed, abundance is present. Where joy is needed, joy is present. Where peace is needed, peace is present. I claim for each one of us that we can continue to reverently listen and continue to be connected and continue to lean into this wisdom, even beyond this particular visioning session, keeping ourselves open and available to the imagination and the wisdom and the intelligence of the divine. I claim ease and grace for each of us around continuing to listen for and to follow that which was downloaded, to step powerfully into the unknown with faith and trust and fully believing that we live in a universe that is always for us and never against us, and that it is God's good pleasure to give us the kingdom of heaven on earth. And I'm so grateful to know this truth, and so grateful for this opportunity to facilitate this visioning process for each and every person here and those that are perhaps at home or will listen later, knowing that it is an amazing process, an amazing opportunity to listen for and to the wisdom of God. And that as we continue to lean into our oneness, that we can consciously create lives that we absolutely love to live, a world that works for everyone. And so I release these words into that law that only ever says yes, that clothes my words in form even as they are spoken. And so I speak them and I release them, and I invite everyone to anchor this prayer for ourselves and for each other simply by saying, and so it is. And so it is. So those of you that have not journaled yet, not written your answers down, go ahead and take that time to do that now. And those of you that are already completed with that process, if you want to, you can already go over into the other room and begin the vision board process. And I say goodbye to everyone online. Thank you for joining us for this visioning. I'm grateful for your presence.